The width of the jaw on a shark is proportional to the length of the shark. A shark with a jaw width of 1.5 feet has a length of 5 feet. If you find a jawbone on the beach and it has a measure 4 feet across, what was the length of that shark? This is just a cool question. Sharks are awesome. So let's take a look about the relationship between the jaw width and the length of the shark. So the jaw width of a given shark is 1.5 to 5 feet. And we found a jawbone 4 feet across. And we want to know the length of that shark. Now let's look how I set this up. The jaw was on the top, so that's the numerator, and the overall length is the denominator. So I did the same with this ratio here. The 4 feet was the jaw, and the overall length is the denominator. I need to make these ratios set up the same way so when we compare them, it'll be a valid comparison. If the jaw length was in the numerator in one fraction, the denominator in the other, it wouldn't be a valid comparison. You need to have the ratios set up the same. So now that I have two ratios, and I know they're proportional, that's the key word there, I can write a proportion to solve the problem. So I'm just going to use the numbers here. 1.5 to 5 equals 4 to x. So there's our proportion. And you know that there are a couple different ways to solve proportions. One way is using a cross product. The other way is to compare from left to right, where you multiply or divide by the same number. Looking at 4 and 1.5, I'm not sure how you get from 1.5 to 4. I mean, you multiply by something, but I don't know what it is. So I'm going to use the cross product here. So I'm going to do 1.5 times x, or 1.5x, equals 5 times 4, or 20. And you could just write 20 if you want, but I'm going to show each step. So 1.5x equals 20. Now to solve for x, which is the length of the unknown shark, divide by 1.5. So 1.5's simplify, x equals 20 divided by 1.5. Now you could continue working with fractions here if you wanted to. You could move the decimal point and simplify, but I'm just going to use a calculator. It's just easier that way. Okay, so here's our calculator. I'm just going to do 20 divided by 1.5, 13.3 repeating. So I could say 13.3 feet, or I could also say 13 1/3 feet. Either one of these would be correct. So that shark with a 4-foot jaw must have been about 13 1/3 or 13.3 feet long. That's a pretty good sized shark. I would not want to run into that shark.